What's up, creatives? My name's Preston Monick, and today we're here at Creve Coeur Airport, hanging out with the Army Aviation Heritage Foundation. They have two bad-to-the-bone Vietnam-era helicopters. Let's go check them out.
Need so much in the air.
All right, I'm Scott Wiley from the Army Aviation Heritage Foundation Gateway chapter. I'm a current Army aviator, 38 plus years, flying the UH-60 Blackhawk. Currently, I am an instructor pilot in the UH-1 Huey. I'm a demo pilot for the AH-1 Cobra, which is right behind me right now. So I've got about 4,500 to 5,000 hours total time, depending on how you parse it out. And we're going to introduce you to the Cobra right here, right now. This is a 1967 model. This is the first dedicated gunship that was ever built by any military anywhere. Got a turbine-powered engine pushing around 1,800 horsepower. She'll go about 193 knots, which is a relatively good speed, especially at 50 feet in the dark. It's got a two-station cockpit. You have a gunner in the front. You have the pilot in the back. The pilot in the back can fire 2 of the 3 weapon systems. The gunner in the front can fire 2 of the 3 weapon systems, but not all 3. So the gunner in the front can fire the tow missile, which is a tube-launched, optically tracked, wire-guided missile. He literally has a joystick, flies a missile into the target. He can also fire the gun, which is aimed off of his helmet. The pilot in the back can fly the aircraft predominantly, and he has the 2.75 folding fin aerial rockets, the round tube that you see behind me with the 7 holes in it, and he can also fire the gun. But neither of them can fire all 3 weapons at the same time, so it requires a crew of 2. On the left wing right here, you do see a smoke pod. This is not normal Army standard. This is our air show smoke pod. This is what we use for identification for us in the field. In the air show, we mark ourselves, and we also use it during the show to simulate rocket attacks and gun attacks and stuff like that. All right, coming around to the nose of the aircraft, you have this little baby right here. This is the turret sight unit. This is our optics for tracking targets and also laser designating targets, and our laser range finding system. Down here, just below it, is the Gatling gun. It's a 20-millimeter Gatling gun firing 25 rounds of freedom a second. So it's kind of fun. So when you come down to the cockpit side of the aircraft, this is where the gunner will fly. He has full flight controls. They're a little bit different than a standard helicopter. They're side by side, and rather than a stick in the middle, and that allows for him to work inside the turret sight unit. Because you can see we're in a bubble, glass bubble. If you look at the seats, there's a couple hoses that actually come into the back of the seat, and that is our air conditioning unit from the ECU in the back of the back pilot. It's right behind our back. There's no refrigerant involved in all that. It's all some gee whiz stuff that gives us air conditioning that will blow snow. Down below the cockpit, you actually have this compartment. Normally this is an ammo compartment. We're using it for luggage right now. We don't think we have to fight our way in and out of the Dayton Air Show, so we're not going to bring any ammo. Now coming to the back side here, the wings, again, smoke pod that I mentioned earlier. That's controlled out of the aft cockpit, and then the 2.75 folding fin aerial rockets. These are fired by the back seat pilot only, because he needs a heads-up display, which you can see in the back cockpit up there. It's the 2 slanted pieces of glass. He needs that to target the system. On in the back, you have definitely the engine, the transmission right here. I don't have it opened up right now because she's getting ready to fly. The engine produces that power, sends it to the transmission. The transmission takes that and sends that power in 2 different directions. One up to the main rotor, and the other, it changes that direction and sends it all the way back to the tail system. And you can see a small set of tubes on top of the tail. You got a cover over the top of them. Those go up. They change direction twice in 2 different gearboxes, and that puts output to my tail rotor. Tail rotor is for anti-torque. It keeps the aircraft from spinning the opposite way of the blades. The blades spin counterclockwise, so that's why we have an anti-torque rotor for that, and that allows me to point the nose in any direction we want. So what we'd like you guys to do is follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're all over the internet as much as we can get. You can go to our website, armyav.org, and that does have a schedule of all the events that we do. We do the LHFE Living History Flight Experience events where we give rides to passengers. We perform, and we also give rides at air shows. We do private events and private installations throughout the country, and we also do perform in TV and movies if that's requested of us. So make sure that you follow us on Facebook and on Instagram, so you're always updated where we're going to be and when we're going to be somewhere, and you can always kind of keep track of the aircraft that you flew in. Because this baby right here, this $800, and I'll stick you to the canopy. and then $125 in the Huey, and you get a ride experience in a very historic aircraft. These aircraft are combat proven. Some have been shot down more than once and been rebuilt. So come out and take a flight with us, and we'll be happy to have you.
So much in the air.
All right, folks, that wraps up our episode for today. If you like what I'm doing here on my YouTube channel, please share this video with a friend. And remember, until our next episode, please stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you next time.